Hello everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Wednesday. I'm actually recording this on Thursday because unfortunately we all have our own challenges, and we were looking for some house, so we are on the move a little bit because we are being forced out from this house. So I had to go to see a different place by the sea, but I'm not very much compatible with that place. Not much even with this one, honestly. So I'm just kind of trying to search a place which is compatible for all of us, but it's quite challenging. If you're alone, it's just so easy. I'm always oh, I'm so jealous of those who don't have any family and who don't have any these realities with other people, because it's way easier. You can really just do whatever you want, but once you are having a kid, it's way difficult. So I'm just gonna have a look on what is going on energetically, emotionally, planetary, because we've got a load of planets actually. Let me see. We've got a lot of planets retrograding this month. I think September. We've got 7 planets just doing some sort of a stuff to us in the sky. It's very rare planetary position, so I would say a lot of things are gonna be moving, shifting. People are gonna be losing more of their shit, as I always say that, because that's what we came here to do. We came here to deal with our own shadows. Maybe you noticed that recently it became a little bit tricky to actually dealing with the people. A lot of us are being a little bit redirected on the timelines. I would say that, a lot of you who are conduits, the shit filters I am, it's you have actually contracts with the people which you need to flip their shit, sort of, you filter the things. You either give them some information that they can actually move on. Usually this is your job, and it's very difficult for those of you who are conduits. There is a lot of different type of starseeds, or how they call it, the or 144,000 that came in to flip the pancake, as you can say, to just influence the system. We are those who are actually doing the major part of the frequency work, grid work. We are the ones who are actually going first, being the front line, filtering the negativity, transmuting the negativity, helping the earth this way as well to get rid of it, because there is no other way. The extraterrestrials cannot do it by them own. They need the human vessel. That means that's why a lot of us incarnated into this physical reality, and we are doing this type of work. So for us it's really difficult. It's energetically challenging. So you might be feeling now off. I feel off for a couple of days a lot. I had a lot of vertigo. That's why as well I didn't do the video yesterday. Even today morning I was like, okay, I still feel it. There is a lot of new frequency I'm hearing. I think something happened with the timelines. They are being a little bit, I don't know, there is something happening. I think what I feel about is that the CERN, I don't know how we pronounce it right in English, launched some sort of Hadron Collider. Yeah, CERN launched Hadron Collider, which is, do your research on that one, have a look what the other light workers or other people who are actually being able to tap into this type of environment, what they are talking about it, because it's quite interesting. I think Elizabeth April has a really good, I think 2 videos on that, on CERN. You can go have a look on her channel. She's a young starseed. She's got the ability to remote view these kind of things. So you can go check it out. It's really interesting. I was listening her stuff past time because I start feeling that we are scrambled a little bit, that the timelines are a little bit weird. And because I have started having really weird dreams, you will start seeing glitches in the reality, you know, like all sort of like stuff like that. You write the article and then you go there and it's not there, and then like later you go there and it's there, like all sort of like a weird things happening when we are like glitching and like fluctuating. There is all sort of things happening, of course, in the world. It's just crazy. We've got the heat is enormous, you know, like even in Ireland, I was like, wow, we went to the sea finally, you know. So for us, it was good. Like, you know, for the rest of the world, obviously it's not. The Europe is burning, I would say. The heat is like enormous. So people are struggling as well with this. The tension is high. What I'm feeling that a lot, I'm feeling so weird. I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. So a lot of things are gonna be shifting for us and changing. I think we are being a little bit redirected on our path. A lot of you are gonna be understanding more of your experiences so far, and a lot of you are integrating it. A lot of you are having. There is gonna be a lot of epiphanies like happening these days, past, I don't know, week, or maybe it's a whole month, and it's just gonna get like more intensify. A lot of people are gonna be falling off, because if you have a contract with those people, you contracted to be put together for a certain period of the time, and these contracts are finishing, or they are deepening, or they are changing. So you might have even a new contracts with other people, or with some of them old people who are ready for a next level, or going like deeper, or are ready to see a different layers of their own shadow. You might be put together to flip the pancake, to trigger the shit out of them, you know, because a lot of us are the triggers. We came here to trigger, we came here to press the buttons, we came here to interrupt the system. So we are disrupting the system, and in the same time we are doing the work on ourselves. At the same time, we are having our realities, you know, with other people in it, you know, especially if you're a parent, it's very difficult, you know, it's challenging. People are being extremely now, I would say, distracted. The distractions became way more smarter, you know, more sophisticated. That's the thing as well on the spiritual journey. Once you are on the spiritual journey, it's not gonna get better or easier. It's gonna get, the game is gonna change for you, because it's so easy to be unconscious. You just let it be, you know, it's just like you're not there. But once you are conscious, it's gonna be more and more challenging for you. The challenges become like a really like a roller coaster. It's gonna be like a more and more like every hour. So you might be feeling right now, especially the new frequency is going, everything is going so fast. And so you're gonna be more overwhelmed. You will be feeling more the pressure, like a load of information coming to you. You will need a different type of like probably strategies for dealing with the people, because a lot of them are being more and more hooked in the metaverse. You know, the game is becoming more sophisticated for you as well. So it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to navigate. People are touchy, you know. I had a couple of people who fall off. They didn't handle the shadow, and I'm sorry that if I'm triggering you, I'm sorry, you know, because like, unfortunately, it's my design. I'm the trigger. I'm a shit filter, you know. I don't take the stuff personally anymore. I don't have a problem to speaking the truth, and oftentimes I'm not even there. That's the biggest thing. Like, you know, like my third eye start pulsing, and I'm usually just like bringing in something what needs to be said without me even like intentionally triggering the person. It's just, I am just tuning into that. I cannot switch it off. I am automatically reading someone else's frequencies and downloading their kind of storyline or their kind of a crap, what they're going through, and filtering it through myself, through the body. Sometimes I'm being completely knocked down physically. I have to process it, I have to move it, so I have to myself, I had to learn how to work with all of this filtering of the emotional stuff and all the energies that are actually present on the planet. And it's not easy, especially for starseeds and light workers who are conduits. You know, there are different types of us doing different type of work. So things are being a little bit extremes, like, you know, like that's the summer is gonna be like that. It's really bold. The energies are really bold. There's a lot of anger. So pay attention how the anger is playing out. And, you know, question yourself. Maybe it's not even yours. Maybe you're picking it up. Yeah, we are on the pause. Oh, and abandonment. And we are looking on abandonment, the different layers of abandonment. Because you might be thinking that you had a situation in your reality, you know, because sometimes, let's say, when you have a physical ailment and you're not dealing with it on an emotional level, you're not looking on why is it there, you're not really facing the shadow and really digging deep, universe might make it more intensify for you. You will get a situation which is gonna put you on the knees and you're gonna be forced to face it. Let's say you think you're dealing with attachments, but actually what you're dealing with is your own abandonment. But it's not that you were abandoned in the past by one of your parents, you know, because we were all feeling abandoned, like on some level. You know, when imagine the way we are born in the hospitals are so sterile, like especially let's say my generation or me, like from Czech Republic. It was not common that you were being together with the mother. You were being separated. So of course it was your first feeling was that the energy you needed the most, which is your mother, which you don't perceive yourself being separate in that ages, like, you know, from 0 to 3, you of course you feel that is one of the biggest trauma, and it's abandonment, you know. But let's say if you have an illness and you are having it all your life, then oftentimes there is a lot of layers to it, and one of the layer is the fact that you abandoned yourself to actually fit in. Let's say me, I was abandoning myself constantly, like self-denial, self-rejection, and this kind of a stuff, just because I couldn't fit in. So I had to find certain coping mechanism how to actually fit into the society, how to survive in the world, which was which is not really my fit. So we're going to be looking on how we abandoned ourselves in the process of having the life. Let's say I can see it on me as I'm a parent, you know, I'm constantly sacrificing myself for the others, for my daughter, you know, because we are a little bit different design. She's more like the fire energy, so she's burning me a lot, so I need a lot of like I had to have this conversation with her. Even she's 7, we just sit down, I was explaining her that she is this fire element and I am more as a wood element, so I get burned way easier by her, and I need as well a time to rewind and like a step back and recharge more often as well, with all the energies what I am feeling and things like that. So obviously I need to create certain like I don't want to say boundaries, but you know, I just need to have these talks with everyone in the house and stop to constantly like hiding that I am like that, or being ashamed that I am so sensitive, or that I am like this, you know. So I think it's really good to having this open conversation right now with anyone, even with your kids, you know, and like trying to see that everyone has the challenges. Everyone. I can see it like people who were happy with their job suddenly starts to be unhappy because their time is up. They need to change because universe is after the expansion. And if you are stuck too long in the same spot, you're gonna have a situation and it's gonna be worse to get out from it. I can see it on my situation. I'm constantly trying to figure things out, and I'm constantly trying to be like trying to find a solution for us all, instead of just like selfishly doing something only for myself. Because I'm like kind of aware that those people are actually as well aspects of me. So I'm trying to treat the people the way I would like to be treated. Honesty, truth, you know, certain like that everyone is everyone's need is heard and it's taken on, that we can like move in, you know, doing the decision based on that. It's like a win-win for everyone. Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work, you know. So I'm trying to like as well find out like some place where I can be more, which is more compatible for me. You might find yourself doing the same. You might find yourself suddenly searching for a place which is more compatible for you. There is as well a really cool thing that in astrology I found. You can type in Google compatible countries astrology, or compatibility cities by astrology, something like that, and you will find out this little tool where you put your name in it and the name of the city, and it will calculate if you are compatible with the place based on numerology. I will leave the link down below. It's just a little tool. It's not really deep, you know. There is definitely more aspects to it, but it gives you like overall understanding if you are actually in the place which you thrive enough, or if you, let's say, if you are like thinking, okay, I would like to move into other city which I used to live and I was happy there, you can double check if you are actually compatible with it. So which is cool. I found out that like actually I'm not compatible with most of the places. So it's kind of tricky like for me to navigate it, but I found one which I'm compatible with. That was kind of like giving me a little bit more understanding what I was feeling yesterday, because we went to see Arklow, which is under the Wicklow. There is this little town, and I felt spaced out and I felt constantly off. And but my daughter was really happy there because it's by the sea, you know. She needs the sea, and she's like 60% compatible with the spot. I'm only 30% compatible with the spot, you know. And the man, like her father, is like 100% or 99.6% compatible with the spot. So I was probably most likely picking up his compatibility and doing a people pleasing, you know, like this kind of like old patterns and old habits and old layers of ourselves are gonna be coming, you know, the subtleties are gonna be more visible. And so you can pay attention to that. By the astrologies, like we are going through a lot of stuff. A lot of planets are retrograde, and then we have a Mercury retrograde in on top of that. So we're gonna have 7 planets in retrograde, and I don't even know how is it playing out when they are interacting with each other in this kind of things. So I would say that this end of the year is gonna be quite turbulent, you know. So let's see what's gonna happen. I would say that timelines are being a little bit messed up. There was a few more things. So the abandonment, we are looking on the different layers of how we abandoned ourselves. You know, because usually if you abandoned yourself and you have illness and you don't deal with it, and you just like keep doing some sort of healing, but you are not addressing the deep shadow behind it, there is a layer of you abandon yourself and you are bypassing it. So you might have a person who abandoned you, that you can feel abandoned by that person, so you can revisit that feeling, that you have a chance to deal actually with that. That's, you know, you don't have to abandon someone, but you could feel being abandoned by the rest of the world, or friends, or like, I don't know, a kids or a partner, or like, I don't know, best friend can disappear. So you can feel the massive pain of like losing someone. And that pain is actually exactly that. In that moment, you can ask yourself, what is the pain teaching you? Where is it coming from? And when it was the last time, or the very, very first time you felt like that? Because that is gonna bring you back to your childhood. Something happened to you like before the age of 8 when you felt that way. And this way you might discover something what you are unconscious about. Some pain which is like, I don't know, is usually one of the parents, and you made a perspective about it. It's not that it was like that. I can tell you, let's say, my story or my example. I had a client which she had these issues, but she didn't see that. And it came out, and I was automatically looking on layers of my own abandonment, because I had a chronic rheumatism since I was 6. I was diagnosed by that, so I had to stop doing, I was doing gymnastic in that time, so I had to stop doing a lot of things in that time, because my parents divorced in that time when I was 6. So I started looking on actually on this, and I know that I dealt with this already. And the pain went away. I don't suffer anymore. You know, that's the whole point of when you're having such a thing, let's say, like I had chronic rheumatism, but that's one layer of it. The abandonment was one layer of it. There is more layers to that illness, or to that like medical statement what I got. So one of the layer was that, and I had it. I remembered it's like inflammation of the joints, and like I had a massive pain in my body. And I remember as a child, I was going to my mom's bed, and my mom was like stroking my leg. And I remember that it was the father leg, you know, that's this leg. So, and then later in life, it was always coming back. I think it was, now when I look back on it, it was usually during the Mercury retrogrades, when I was, you know, when are coming, something planetary is happening, and like the cycles are coming back. Usually it is coming as well in the form of pain in the body, so you could deal with the emotion that you still didn't see, or with a different layer of that. So I was practically dealing with my chronic rheumatism many years. I had it all my life until I think past 3 years I don't have it. So I'm 44 this year. So 40 years, okay, no, 35 years more or less I had it. Every year, all the time, multiple times, in the different parts of the body. So, you know, that's all stuck emotions. And if you have something chronical, like if it's something like so chronical that you have it constantly, it could be anything, like, you know, something neck, or you know, you could be in a very, very bad physical pain. Usually, if you don't deal with the emotion, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna have accident, you get more hurt, and it become worse. So it's gonna force you to actually find some solution to that. And you know, usually there is a lot of fear behind it, that you are afraid to look on it. You are afraid, and why you're not really afraid actually to look on it. You are afraid of feeling the pain. So how you get rid of it is, you have a situation, let's say when somebody abandon you, like I had a couple of people abandon me, so I can address that pain, so I can revisit that pain. So the moment that this happened to me and the person abandoned me, I feel the same pain I felt when my father, let's say, left. All right. So this way I'm revisiting the same feeling, and I know, okay, I felt this pain already. Because usually, let's say if you have like an accident, I don't know, on the bicycle, you hurt the spot which is the weakest point, where you get the biggest amount of the trauma. And that's usually something that happened, you know, before the age of 8. So when I fall on the bicycle, I hit my hips. I have everything in the hips. Everything. I'm constantly dealing, all my life I'm dealing with the lower part of the body, constantly, every single day, all those years. So I'm still cleaning. Well, it got easier. I have to say I'm definitely in a different type of spot. Like, I don't have that much physical pain anymore because I really released a lot of the trauma which I stored in the body, which I actually accumulated as well over the time. So we're gonna be definitely as well addressing the physical pain. A lot of the physical pain is gonna be more painful, so we could address it. There are great many books where you can actually have a look, or just have a look on Gabor Mate. He's got a lot of lectures on trauma on YouTube. He wrote a book called When the Body Says No. There's a lot of like a great people who can help you to understand that shadow, you know, because we don't have to yeah, I remember what I want to say. We don't have to be afraid of it, because we are afraid only about what we already experienced. That means you are actually afraid of the feeling it. You are afraid of the feeling. We don't want to feel. But what happens if you like get really used to going into the shadows and like really like looking on your crap, what's gonna happen, you get better in feeling. You get better and better in feeling. So you're gonna be aware a lot. But what's actually, you become a master feeler, I can say. You become more, you will be not afraid anymore to feel those things. Because actually what we are afraid of, let's say in feeling, sometimes some people are actually, again, this is unconscious, are actually unconsciously addicted to the pain, because let's say we don't know anything else, right? So you are actually being afraid to lose that pain, you keeping it, you keeping yourself, you avoiding and abandoning yourself constantly on a daily basis. So you are recreating the same chemicals so you can actually feel the pain, because that's what actually makes you feel safe. There is a lot of things around this, and so I would highly recommend you to like do certain, dig deep on the trauma, educating yourself around it, because this way you will be guided. If you have a pain in the body, you will be guided. Like, you can ask the pain what she's trying to tell you if you have a pain. I hope this helps someone, because it's helped me a lot to actually understanding that I am as well addicted to the pain, because I don't know anything else, because there was nothing else in my life but that, But then now when I clear up such a big chunk and I feel much freer in the body, I'm not afraid to feeling it, even though it knocks me down. But I am usually coming like from a different kind of understanding of the emotional pain or the physical pain. So I'm able to face the shadows with the people, or telling them the truth without being emotionally involved. But it does not mean that I am not feeling it in the body, because I do. So what the person feels in the body, let's say it comes to me, I filtering it and I feeling it inside of my body. So I know that it's abandonment, let's say, or I know that it's I don't know, that there are extremes which sometimes are, there is a lot of horrific stuff as well what we experienced, which I don't even know because I didn't experience it. So sometimes I'm in this like a weird energy which I really need to understand. But I had a lot of I was not sexually abused, but I had there as well a lot of crap around the sexuality. So I know those energies as well. it is interesting. Like, you know, like now I'm getting more and more, I'm more interested in it now than like being in a pain. So you don't have to be afraid to feeling it. You know, it hurts just a little, and then you grieve a bit, but then there is a big release. And next time when you are, let's say, getting into a little bit different layer, it will not hurt that much, and you get more and more used to, and then you're like, oh yeah, look, there is another piece of me which I still didn't see, you know. So you don't have to be really afraid of your own shadow. So there is a lot of different type of layers what we are actually unraveling right now. You know, people are gonna be mean and leaving and calling you names. You know, there is gonna be a lot of things happening. So just stay aware, have your eyes open. People are losing their shit. Yeah, we're gonna be like reflecting a lot on this, and like probably uncovering these subtleties and making more sense of our experience. I definitely learned this month, I finally understood my own design, like as a conduit, what I'm doing here. That I have to really consciously working with it, you know. Oh yeah, a lot of vertigo. If you might be feeling a lot of like a pressure from here or from one side of the head. You might feel vertigo because we got a lot of 5D gamma light. We were definitely upgraded. So if you feel off, take your time to integrate it. I think pay attention to the distractions, because we are in this like a pause and weird mode. That's like overall what is happening. We are learning from the past, and that's all. And thank you everyone who donated. Like, oh my gosh, like I saw it. I saw everyone who donated, and I thank you so much for all of that, because that helps. That keeps me going. Okay, bye.